Hello and welcome to this week's Sunday Supplement with me, Peter Bright, brought to you by My Biz Tips TV and mybiztips.co.uk. So this week's Sunday Supplement, what is the topic? The topic this week is 5 essential tools to start your business. So a few of you will be brand new to starting your own home-based business, and a few of you will probably have been running your own business for a number of months or maybe even years. So what I thought I would do is kind of go right back to the real basics, the real kind of things that you should be thinking about doing even before you've even thought about what kind of a business you should be running. Because what you'll discover over the many months of growing your knowledge and understanding how businesses run and following successful people is that successful people are in a minority in the world, and what you'll find is that generally most of them work outside of the box almost all of the time, and what you'll discover is that they all have a set type of process and procedures that they follow. And what I want to do is kind of give you a little bit of insight and some foundations on how you can also leverage what they do and hopefully build your own business to a very successful level, a level that you're comfortable with and that you're happy with, and that will bring you lots of rewards and success in the future. So here's the 5 things that I think you'll find very useful even before you start to think about the kind of business that you want to run. So what are they that I'm talking about? Well, they're not what you would think, to be honest. So here's the list. There's 5. There's a reality check, a your life choice, a vision book, goals, and a plan. So the top 5 then. So they're not really in any particular order because I think they all have a relevance for everybody and anyone that wants to start their own business. And to be honest, I found all of these very useful when I first started and getting seriously committed to building my business. So a reality check then. What is a reality check? What this basically means is that you take a look at where you are today, a real hard look. It can be quite scary, to be honest. It was very scary for me, to be honest, because I took a look at where I was. I didn't like what I saw, in all honesty. I looked back over 10, 15, 20 years of my adult life, looked at all the opportunities that basically had passed me by, opportunities that if I'd just taken that little bit extra time and effort and really started to commit and be serious about wanting to take my life in a different direction, would have made a big difference to where I am today. However, I didn't do that, so I'm a little bit behind the curve now, but I am definitely on the right path now and getting to where I want to get to. So what is the reality check then? Well, basically it's just a short composition, a few statements about where you are today, your lifestyle, how you feel, whether you're married, whether you have children, what your general relations are, how you feel at work if you have a work, or if you run your own business, how you feel about where your business is. Look also back over the last few years about opportunities that maybe came your way that you decided not to follow, or you actually began and stopped. All the reasons that behind why you would have done that. And then just at the end, just list through all the things about if you carried on the way that you are, just list and look forward in time to probably picture where you will be in the future if you carry on doing what you're doing today. When you've done all of that, you can take a step back and think, okay, if I don't change what I'm doing, and this is my life in the future, is that something I want, or is that not really what I want to do? In my case, it wasn't what I wanted at all, and it was one of the big motivating factors and real kind of aha moments that made me realise that this was definitely not where I wanted to go. So that's a reality check then. If you want to know more about reality checks, you'll find articles on my website, and also if you have a look around the internet, you may be able to find a few of these types of processes and exercises. So the next step is your life choice. Now this is an interesting one, and was very interesting for me, because you'll hear through lots of different people that every so often you'll come to a crossroads in your life where you can either go left or right, or back and forwards, or up or down. One of the things about deciding to run your own business and getting committed to running your own business is that it takes time, it takes extra effort, because most people, if they already have their own job, need that extra time outside of their working hours. And some people with very responsible jobs find it particularly difficult to find those hours. But there are ways in which you can capitalize on other people's time, and I can go through those in a number of different articles on my website. But for now, one of the things that you want to probably take a look at is what I call your life choice. So it builds on what you've already covered in slide 4 around the reality check. And the easy street, I guess, is carrying on doing what you're doing now quite comfortably, if you're fortunate enough to be comfortable. Going along what you're doing now. So where's that going to take you in the long run? Are you going to have savings enough, or a pension enough, or investments big enough that you'll be able to give up work at the age of 65 or even younger and enjoy life in your later years? Or is it something that you think you're just going to end up having to continue working, maybe even taking a part-time job to supplement your pension, even if you have a pension? Or do you find that interest rates and taxes and all other kinds of emergency spendings are eating into your savings, and that you have very little spare money, and that you're pretty much reliant on where you are today and with your salary? Or you can take the slightly harder road, or even a harder road really, and have a much more rewarding life ahead of you. The harder road, of course, means putting in the extra effort, making a commitment to build your own business, taking the knocks that go along with it, investing a little bit more money and time and effort into building a business that is for you and you alone. The rewards are there for you and your family and anyone else that you love within your family circle. And an opportunity to build, in many cases, a second sustainable passive income that will be there even beyond your life. So what I did was take a look at the two options, and I wrote them both down. I wrote down the easy street and looked at where I could go and where it would probably take me in the next 5 to 10 years. And then I wrote down what would happen if I actually made a commitment to actually start my own business and build my own business. And what would that do? There'd be extra effort and extra time to be done, but where would it put me? And did I like what I would see at the end of it? So that's what I did. I wrote down my life choices, and I chose the hard road. And it's not easy, that's why it's called the hard road. But really, in reality, as you get more and more successful, you get more and more motivated by the success that you can see. You also realize that the time that you put in now will pay back in many multiple hours and time that you'll get back in the future. So I can only recommend really that you take the hard road and build the business and build the lifestyle that you really want and that truly deserve. So the next one is, it's known as a vision book. Now I've got a picture here of a blank page within a book, but what I would recommend you do is you take some of those objects and desires and goals and dreams, if you like, that you've always wanted. So maybe it's a very flashy car, or maybe it's a nice house or a second house. In my case, I had a Bentley GTC. I also have a house on the beach. I have pictures of domestic help, so a housekeeper, a maid, a gardener. I also have pictures of bright, shiny teeth in my book. I have many things in my book, and what it does is it gives you a vision and a look into the future, if you like, of how your life can be. And although it seems a bit strange to have that book, as you start to fill your book with things that you desire and want, and goals that you have in life that you want to bring forward, and success and material things and spiritual things, what you'll discover is over the time, those things start to come into your life. First of all, they appear just as other people's objects and properties. Like, you'll start to see the car that you like almost everywhere that you walk and everywhere that you drive. You'll see the car that you really, really desire. You'll start to have opportunities come your way that give you the options to progress forward. That's what I found anyway, and I know, talking to a lot of other successful people who use a vision book, they also experience that same reaction when they start to complete their vision book. Now, just a word here around what kind of a book it should be. It really, really depends on you as a person. Different people like to do different things on how they keep their book. I, for one, don't have a hard paper book as such. What I use is my tablet, and I just take pictures and save images from either the internet that I like, or I take photographs using my tablet camera, either of cars that I see that I like, or objects, or jewellery, or it can be anything, even food and menus. If I'm having a really good meal, I'll take a picture of that meal and it'll go into my vision book. Not because it's already happened, but because I want to repeat that experience in the future. So that's what I do. But I know many people like to have a physical hard paper book, and they literally go around printing out images from the internet, or they'll cut out images from magazines, and then they'll stick them in the pages of their vision book, and they'll write little comments by the side. And now those comments could be just a declaration about the image themselves, or it can be putting a date or an amount, or an actual exclamation against each of those pictures. And I do that too. I just type in onto my tablet a little comment from time to time. So that's a vision book then, which is great. That's 3 points that we've covered now. And the fourth, really, which I mentioned slightly earlier, was around goals. So what's a goal? That's a good question, and I do cover that in some detail in other articles. And in fact, one of the future Sunday supplements that I'll be presenting will actually cover goals in some more detail. But basically, a goal is a lot more than a dream. A goal is something that you have a desire to complete. It's what you want to happen in the future, and because it's a goal that you've written down and you've declared it, and if you repeat it to yourself many times, it becomes part of you. You make affirmations on a daily basis around your goals, and they will form the roadmap, if you like, to your success in the future. So this takes those things that you've looked at around taking the hard road and committing to building your own business, and it takes it to that next level. It's important that you write them down. It's important that you put a date on them. It's also important that they have to be realistic to you. It's no good trying to commit to a goal that you feel within you, inside your soul, that you really can't commit to, because it's much easier and better to take goals that are slightly challenging but not so unrealistic to you where you are now, than it is to try to go for a goal that you just don't believe in, because you have to believe in your goals, otherwise you'll never commit to them. So, and as you grow and as you succeed in your business and your business grows, what you'll realize is that your goals will get bigger. Some of the goals that you had originally you'll just disregard, because they'll be of no real value to you anymore, and you'll replace them with better and bigger goals. So that's an important step in many and almost all successful people set goals. And the big thing about goals is not even 5% of the adult world set goals for themselves. And one of the interesting quotes you'll hear is that if you don't set goals and try to attain yours, you'll end up working for someone else who wants to have goals of their own. So what do you do when you have your goals and you have your plan and your vision book? Well, you need to have a complete plan, and you have to act upon that plan. What will that plan give you? That plan will give you the roadmap to take your business ideas and your goals into reality. You'll be able to set up a long-term vision and plan for your business, and within that plan you'll have your goals and you'll have tasks that you need to complete. I do obviously go into an articles on my website around how to plan, and I will do a Sunday supplement special in some more detail to explain how a plan works and how you can execute the plan. But essentially, if you follow this slide, you'll see that you set out your plan, you work on the plan, and you do the tasks inside the plan, and then you take regular checks to see whether or not the plan is working for you, whether you need to adjust it slightly, and then you act on those adjustments, make those changes in the plan, and then you do it again. You start doing the tasks in your plan, and you continue to do that, and that will push you and make you go forward and give you momentum and success in your business. So I hope you've enjoyed this short but brief video. If you have, I'd like you to share my site and articles, and also leave your email address to get my free report. Also feel free to comment on any of the articles that you may have read or any of the videos that you've watched. I'd be really grateful if you'd share my site on Facebook or any other social media that you use on a regular basis. And also, if you'd like to receive a free printed copy of a #1 bestseller from a friend of mine who's been a massive inspiration in getting me on my road to where I am today, and hopefully to the end, then click on the link below and you'll be able to receive a free printed copy of his #1 bestseller. So until the next time, every success to you, and we'll speak again soon. Thanks.